Number one says which choice best describes what happens in the passage, and this last part, what happens in the passage, tips me off that this is a detailed question. A detailed question is a question that asks us to recall some information from the passage. It's kind of like a straight reading comprehension question. In this case, they're asking us for the plot, and we got to recognize that this is a narrative. So this is a story. So there's going to be some dialogue, and we have to kind of figure out what's going on. And if we know anything about stories, they usually have, a rising action, a conflict, and then some kind of resolution. So let's go ahead and look at the passage and try to figure out what's going on here. So every time we have this italicized portion, you always want to take note because sometimes there's really valuable information in there. So in this case, it says Chi and her daughter Naomi are members of the House of Fuji, a noble family. So right off the bat, they tell us a few of the characters. So Chi, she's the mom. Naomi, she's the daughter. And then it doesn't say in that portion, but if we go and read a little bit, it says Akira is a young man. So let's go ahead and try to skim the passage. And again, we're not trying to hit every single detail to answer this question. We're just trying to get the general plot. So this beginning portion right here, it looks like just introduction. Akira comes to her house, and then he's introducing. So here it says Akira arrives, and there's some kind of introduction. Next, let's keep skimming. In this portion, this next column right here, we see that Akira is coming with some kind of request. So right here, Akira is coming with the request. Akira wants to ask Chi something. And if we go ahead and look at it a little more closely, since that seems like the bulk of what's happening, we see that in line 45, right here, 46 and 47, even noting Naomi's breathless reaction to the name card, she had no idea. So, and then right here, even before that, it says, but how am I involved? So Chi here is a little confused. So she's like, oh, okay, you got a job, but why does that have anything to do with me? So Chi is confused. And if we keep reading, we find out that Akira's request right here is that he actually wants to marry Naomi. So he's asking the mom for the blessing. That's what's happening here. Akira asks Chi for blessing. So he's saying, hey, if you let me marry your daughter, I won't go to America. So that's the general plot. And now let's go ahead and look at some of the answer choices, and we can get a feel for what's happening here. So letter choice A, one character argues with another character who intrudes on her home. It's not really right because Akira's not intruding. He is imposing himself, but again, they're not really arguing. He's just trying to ask her a question. So let's look at answer choice B. One character receives a surprising request from another character. Yeah, that sounds about right because she was really confused. She was surprised, and she was kind of like, what does this have to do with me? So especially important there is that it's a request, right? And that's kind of the bulk of this plot. So that looks like the right answer, but let's go ahead and check C and D first. So letter choice C, one character reminisces about choices she has made over the years. Doesn't sound like Chi or Naomi are thinking about their past, so that has nothing to do with it. D, one character criticizes another character for pursuing an unexpected course of action. There was mention that Akira came in a very unconventional and not formal way, but again, there's no criticism here. So we're just going to go with letter choice B, and that will be our answer. So